Well, hey, Sam Nelson coming to you live from Precious World Mobile Studios. I mobile because I'm actually walking the pooch. Let's see if you can see her. Where's she at? Can you see her? Oh yeah, there she is. But anyway, hey, wanted to make a quick video while the thought came to mind regarding your first deal, and I want to kind of share a bit of my first deal because I know how it feels. Some of you have probably been out there hunting for your first deal, trying to get your first deal for a long time. Maybe you went through one of those seminars where you've paid, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, even $50,000 because of all the glitz and glam of the seminar, and they were telling you about all these no money transactions that you can do, all these real estate transactions you can do without using your money. Got you pretty hyped up and excited, and you're still struggling to get your first deal. And the reason why is these seminars are not designed to give you the golden nuggets. So I want to share some golden nuggets with you that are some must-haves, and it's my purpose, my passion to help you get your first deal. I'm not saying I'm some major guru or anything like that, but I've done a little north of 100 transactions of various types of real estate transactions, and coming up on just over 4 years, heading towards my 5th year in the game. And my mentor is now telling me, reach one, teach one. So I've decided to catalog. Oh man, we had something jumping out of the bushes here. That was a little nerving, but I think it was just a bird. But anyway, so I've been trying to catalog some knowledge to get you in the process of getting some golden nuggets. Those seminars are not designed to deliver golden nuggets. They're designed just to kind of keep you excited and keep you interested, and you know, just enough to make your focus and your attention stay on wanting to do real estate. But you're never going to be successful just doing those seminars on your own. Maybe you're stuck in the education loop, so you're going to seminar after seminar after seminar because you just don't think you haven't been able to get your first or even second deal. So let me share this with you. First of all, I'm gonna tell you, and I say this over and over and over, it's best that you have a mentor or a partner. Every successful, seasoned investor that I know of have a partner, as well as probably a mentor, and sometimes it's both. You're not going to make it big on your own by yourself. One of the reasons you won't make it big on your own by yourself is that real estate is complicated, and each pillar, when I talk about the 8 pillars of real estate, having a real estate business, each pillar is very comprehensive. So it's really better to have a partner that you guys can, you know, divide and conquer, in other words. So let me tell you about my first deal. My first deal, through some unique marketing strategies, came not like the class that they teach you, but it did. I got a call from a prospect, a seller that saw my advertising, wanted to reach out. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm rooted in the Texas market, in the Austin, Texas market. My call came from almost an hour away. It was in a place called San Saba, Texas. Actually, it was called Richland Springs, Texas, in San Saba County, which is about an hour or so north of the Austin metro market. This area was a farm, rural. You won't get as country as a town like this. This is where I got my first call from. And it was an acre and a half of land with a single family dump on it. I'll say it's a dump now, but they were living in it, but the building was falling apart. Foundation was terrible, roof was terrible. They were hoarders, and the deal was a very, very ill deal. But as far as the property itself, now as far as the deal, we worked out very well with it. But here's the thing: if you are not versed in various types of strategies, different types of strategies, other than just the so-called wholesaling that they teach you in these seminars, other than just the so-called 70% model that they teach you in these seminars, you're not gonna really make it well. I wouldn't suggest. You have to be pretty flexible, and you have to be ready, because here's the thing with the marketing. I have learned that I want to be ready for whatever comes in. And if it doesn't fit the 70% model, if it doesn't fit the standard, what they teach you, I want to be ready for it. So, because I want to find some kind of way, something that I can do with it. And in this particular case, how you doing, buddy? Good, good. In this particular case, this deal that came to me was a single family on a 1.5 acre lot way out in the rural country town of Richland Springs, Texas, way up in San Saba County, very country town. And so when you talk about buyers lists, and when you talk about folks that's interested in properties like that, it changes the whole game as to what they tell you in these seminars. So let me tell you what we did though. This particular situation was actually very weird, because here's the other problem. The person that was trying to sell the property did not own the property. The property was in a dead man's name, and the dead man actually had a daughter that was still living. But the dead man did not have a will. Actually, the will that he had was expired. The will that he had was expired. And bottom line is, you can't sell anything you don't own. You can't sell anything you don't own. You can't sell anything, at least legally anyway. Now, I know you'll find that there's folks out on the street doing what they call cash for deeds. And that's going to be a problem for that strategy. Why? Because you'd be surprised of the ownership lineage that may exist in a property, that there could be other owners in that property at some point that could come forward, and now you're jacked out of a deal. You're jacked out of a property that you thought you owned because there's some cloudiness. This is why it's important to always use a title company. Always use a title company. And in fact, it was the title company that discovered that this property in Richland Springs, that the person that we were under contract with didn't even own the property, couldn't even sell it. Nowhere near to be found. And so what do you do then? What do you do? Well, fortunately, in this deal, I actually had a partner. And this partner, he wasn't that seasoned. He was only a couple of years in the game ahead of me, and he didn't know. But he happened to have a mentor, someone that happened to have a $10 million portfolio, that he was able to say, hey, mentor, this is what I got, and I'm not sure what we can do with it. Now, of course, he was somewhat discouraged about it being in a rural area and being able to find a buyer and all that. But the good news is we were able to get that property at so inexpensive that we were still able to take a chance, because while we were out there, we saw a few little things in the rural country that perked our interest. And so Long story short, we did the deal anyway. And what my partner learned, he taught me from his mentor on how we were able to get around this dead person that owned this property and this other person who's not authorized to sell this property, how we were still able to get around to making it legal and buying a property. And the good news is, once we followed his steps, and these are not things, not golden nuggets you get in a seminar. You only get these golden nuggets from folks that are in the street doing it. And we was able to get that deal after we did jump through a few little hoops, did a couple of things, and guess what? We secured it, and also, now I'm gonna tell you, we actually paid for it. We paid for it with our money. And we were able to sell it to someone else and make $7,000 of profit on this deal. This was my very, very, very first deal. It wasn't his, but he wasn't that seasoned, but it wasn't his. This was my first deal after being in the game for 10 months and not having a deal. So I want you to hear me very clearly. It's important to have a mentor, and it's also best to have a partner that you can know, like, and trust, and one that know, like, and trust you. It's very tough to go into this business and just try to be solo about it. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying after my north of 100 and something transactions, most of the ones that I know that's in the game that's very seasoned have partners. They have partners. And so if you hadn't gotten your first deal, or even your second deal, and you need some help, it's my goal, my passion at this time to try to help you out, help you get some return on that money that you spent at that seminar, help you get started, possibly help you even with your second deal after you get your first deal, so you can start having a trend in your business. No man's an island. We all need help. Even me, I needed help. And I got help. It took me a long time to figure it out, but I got help. I was just glad that after having a lead to literally come in from my marketing after 10 months, to have a lead to finally come in from my marketing, that I didn't lose the lead. Because many of you, I'm sure, if you're able to get a lead, sometimes you lose them. Sometimes you lose them because it didn't match what you thought you were supposed to be looking for. Because of the strategies that you know, which, if you're a one-trick pony, it's the only thing you know. You wouldn't know anything else you can do with it. Sometimes you lose the deal because somebody backdoored you. They heard about it because you were asking questions and vetting it out, and somebody ended up snatching it out from under you after your contract expired, or talking to their seller and convinced them to change their mind, and you decided not to pursue them because it's not your business to try to screw people, and they end up working with somebody else that knew how to handle it. There's a number of reasons, and probably reasons that you may not know of, that you hadn't gotten your first deal. And it also could just be some lack of taking action on your part as well. So if you're an action taker though, and you're still trying to get your first deal, I want you to feel free to DM or direct message or private message, or however you say that in social media, me, Sam Melson. My company is Precious World Housing Solutions. You can Google that, find it on Facebook. You can reach me at Sam Melson on Instagram and Facebook, and all those other ones. There's Twitters and YouTube and all that. But I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm not trying to sell some fancy class and some fancy course. And it's my goal to get you to do your first deal. And so I've got a private Facebook group as well. I will tell you, time is valuable and knowledge is valuable. No attorney goes to law school and then come out and give free advice. But I'm not one of those gurus, not one of them. I just found out that a lot of times people milk up your time, milk up your information for free. And I'm giving freely, but it takes up a lot of my time, takes up a lot of my valuable time, takes up a lot of energy. And it's just, come on, you got to learn value. You got to learn how to appreciate somebody trying to help you out. And so if you're someone that can do that, I guarantee you would appreciate the support that I can provide you. I can vet out any property in the country from a numerical standpoint, from a number standpoint. I can look at any property in the country and let you know, where you should be with going into the deal and how you should do it. And I can help coach you over the phone virtually. I have a private group that if you want to follow me, we can talk about how you can get into this private group, because I do continue to drop nuggets there that can help you out. And I also do some one-on-one mentoring and coaching as well, but I can only do so many of those at one time because I have my own business, and like I said, coaching and mentoring takes time. But I just again want to help you get your first deal, maybe even your second deal, and hopefully after you get a trend going, maybe eventually we can actually become partners, remote partners. While you're in your territory anywhere in the country and I'm in my territory here in Texas, we can still do some deals together. That would be an ideal type situation. But in order to work with me, I got to trust you. I really do. I got to trust you. I expect integrity, and because this is a dog-eat-dog world out here, and a lot of unethical things go on, I'm a man of faith, and I don't do it that way. So I want to make sure that who I'm working with is solid. So my nugget is you have to know more than one strategy in order to do a deal. This could prevent you from having gotten your first deal. And if you're open to learning additional strategies, our bottom line is if you get someone to approach you and you want to know how to handle it, reach out, get some help, and we'll work something out. I want to help you out and get you going. All right. Sam Melson again. You can reach my fan page, Precious World Housing Solutions, on Google and Facebook. Sam Melson, you got all the social media stuff. So I just wanted to give you the solid nugget about how my first deal went down. I was able to make $7,000 off of it, but it did not come in the way of how these seminars teach you. And I would not have been able to do that had I not had a partner that had a mentor that knew how to handle a situation the way we had it with that rural property on a 1.5 acre lot that was falling apart, and the owner was dead. So give me a call. Well, you can email me, info@preciousworld.net, info@preciousworld.net, or like I said, reach out by DM or so, and I'll give you a hand. Until then, hopefully I'll see you at the top, because the bottom sure is crowded. God bless.